to our Ayurveda talk. I am Maria. I'm an Ayurvedic health practitioner here to continue with what we were talking about last week, which was muscle cramps. And there's a part 2 to it. So I kind of gave you a lot of the things you could do, the different marma points. Remember, if it's lower body, you're going to hold the lower lip for a marma point, upper lip for the upper body, and you hold them for 30 seconds. There are other things that you can do if you are having muscle cramps. Now, remember, muscle cramps could show up from overexercise. They can show up from you're not getting enough magnesium or calcium. Your muscles can get cramped because you're dehydrated. There's lots of reasons. And if you are having muscle cramping in the middle of the night, it's really disruptive because I have to tell you guys, I got a muscle cramp in the middle of the night just a few months ago in my right calf. It was after I went to a silent disco. I went to a silent disco and danced my butt off. Had a great time. 3 days later, in the middle of the night, I got a calf cramp and it caused a Baker's cyst. So a Baker's cyst is when fluid fills up, the synovial fluid fills up in the back of the knee. And let me tell you guys, it is so painful. And it takes a long time to get rid of it. So I had to go to PT for it and everything. So cramps can lead to other things. So you got to be careful. So what are also some of the other things that you could do to help with muscle cramping? Well, one of the things that you could do is if you hit the muscle. So let's say you're having a muscle cramp. My son used to get him in his quads, and you just pound on the muscle, and that will oftentimes help it, right? Another thing that you could do is contract and release. Contract and release. So you alternate between contracting and relaxation. And that brings fresh blood into the area, and it can help stop the cramp right away. Massaging. And Ayurveda is always going to recommend that you use oil. So you want to use a little bit of warm sesame oil. Remember, oil is a way of nourishing tissues. So if you're having cramps, oftentimes it's a vata problem. Vata means there's too much ether in air. And so you're cramping up. There's not enough moisture. There's not enough oxygen, right? Overuse, things like that. So massaging is good, and it is recommended that you massage the belly of the muscle gently. And the best oil for massage, I usually will tell everybody, is get the most nourishing oil you can get, like ashwagandha bala. Ashwagandha is a tissue builder. Bala calms. And you always want to have it warm. Why warm? Because you want the body to absorb. The other oil that they recommend is Maharayan. It's spelled Mahanarayan oil. And that's good for muscles. And when I'm dealing with people that have sore muscles, I will use the Miralax oil. And it does have a pretty pungent smell, but it really, really works. Those are both Ayurvedic oils. And if you don't have any of those medicated type of oils, just use sesame oil, warm though. And then you gently massage in the area that is cramping. So where you have the pain and where you have the cramp, until the muscle fibers start to relax and settle. And it improves the circulation, and it's going to pacify the vata. It's vata. It's vata. It's like a muscle twitch. Same kind of idea. Muscle twitch is a vata disorder. It's a vata imbalance. So you're going to pacify the spasm. After rubbing with oil, then you apply heat. So moist heat is best, right? Because what is happening with vata? What are the qualities of vata? Air and ether. Dry, subtle, light, cold, harsh. So you want to apply the opposite. So warm oil and then heat. And if you can get moist heat, I usually just like take a towel, get it nice and warm in hot water. And then I will put my heating pad, my hot water bottle on that. and that's bringing in moist heat. So beneficial. So hot water bottle, but you don't want to use electric near water. Just remember that, right? Did you ever have your parents say, never ever blow dry your hair while you're taking a shower? Like, who would do that anyway? So in the winter, when it's dry, we're in winter right now, and we are in the dead of the winter. So the coldest time of the year. When the weather's cold, that is Vata season. So you are going to have more, you're going to be more likely to have these kinds of challenges with muscle cramping and spasms, especially if you work out. And so you want to help calm all of that down. Now, if you are a Vata person, you also have to pay attention to making sure that you are living a Vata pacifying lifestyle. So you really got to watch out from exposing yourself to the cold. It's not good for Vata. Really, really takes Vata out of balance. So if you have a lot of ether and air going on in your body, you're not sleeping at night, you have insomnia, you have anxiety, your nervous system is wiry, that's telling me you have Vata. And the last thing that you want to do is expose yourself to cold. So during the coldest times of the day, bundle up and always wear a hat. Keep your head covered. We have portals. We have portals where you are going to lose heat. And so heat comes out of those portals, and that's going to really take Vata out of balance. So you can use the oil and apply it on the top of the head. Okay, do that at night. You can do a hot bath at night and soak. So say you have cramping going on in your legs or in your feet, taking a hot bath with Epsom salt is really going to help that. And then you can also take a hot bath with ginger, and I would recommend that you do powdered ginger, which is also called churna. So you do powdered ginger with baking soda. So it's about 2/3 of a cup of baking soda. Now I have a big bathtub, so I always do more. I do a minimum of 1 cup of baking soda, and then I will add about half a cup of ginger, churna, powdered ginger. So it is fantastic for your muscles. Very, very effective for muscle relaxation. And then other things that you can do is internally drinking chamomile tea or jadamamsi. Jadamamsi is wonderful. I love jadamamsi. Comfrey tea, if you can find it. And you also want to have that at night. And you can do golden turmeric milk as well. Now, when we start having cough issues like congestion and things like that, you have no dairy. So I would do like a milk supplement, but it is actually in Ayurveda, they will tell you it's okay to have the golden turmeric milk, even if you're doing regular milk. It needs to be warm, and you want to follow the recipe. And then be preventative for future cramping. And that means that you want to make sure you're hydrated. You're getting electrolytes. They recommend in Ayurveda that you drink Dashmoola tea, Damoola tea, and you can buy that. You can get it online. Banyan Botanicals sells it. So you could get that and you drink that. It's about a half a teaspoon of the churna, the power of the Dashmu, and then you steep it in a cup of hot water and you drink that. And then you have that at night, and that will help with the cramping. Other mineral supplements that you want to do, we've talked about it, is cramping can happen from calcium and magnesium deficiencies, and we talked about that last week, but it's kind of important. So I always recommend, if you have not had blood work done, get blood work done. I just had blood work done recently and found out I was high in vitamin D. That's very unusual. Most people are not high in vitamin D. They're usually deficient or they have no trace of it. So usually Americans are very low in vitamin D, but I was high. So you don't know unless you get your blood work done. So it's always a good idea. Zinc is also another important mineral that you want to add. You can get like a calcium, magnesium, zinc combo. Just make sure it's high quality, and you supplement those at night, not in the morning, at night. And then to improve absorption, you can have triphala. And triphala tea would be best, but triphala doesn't taste very good, you guys. So I take triphala as a supplement. I do not take it as a tea. And you can have it at night and in the early morning. And you would have that in boiling water always. Never, Ayurveda, you never have anything cold, nothing iced. All right. And then you could also do the Gugaloo tablets, helpful. You do that 2 or 3 times a day for a month, and it helps pacify the muscles for Vata. If you don't know what that is, you can reach out to me and I will help you. And I would say, if you're not getting massages, get massage. Remember, Vata, air, the sense that's connected to air is touch. So it's really going to help Vata calm down the body, ground the body, pacify it. And then especially if you're using those medicated oils. So do that for yourself, and that will make a huge difference. Okay, so that's basically the part 2 of muscle cramping. It was a lot of information, and if I gave it to you all last week, our entire hour would have been spent on muscle cramping because there's a lot to it. Remember, it's a Vata disorder, and we are in winter, so we're more likely to experience Vata imbalances during this time. Although there's a lot of people living Vata lifestyles that are not beneficial. So you're going to have Vata imbalance from that. So let's get started with our practice today. And we're going to do a Vata pacifying practice today, which means we're going to move a little slower. We're going to take a little bit more time to hold those poses that help ground and settle Vata, but also create stability.